So now we're going to discuss the hyperbola. What is hyperbola? Hyperbola is a two curve that are like infinite bows. Looking at just one of the curves or any point P is closer to F than to G by some constant amount. The other curve is a mirror image and it is closer to G than to F. So see, here you can see that as a formula, absolute value of PF and PG is constant. PF is the distance between P to F. PG is the distance to P to G. That sign is the absolute value function makes any negative into a positive. On the diagram, here in the left side, you can see an axis of symmetry that goes through each focus or two vertices where each curve makes its sharpest turn. The distance between the vertices or 2a on the diagram is the constant difference between the lengths PF and PG, two asymptotes which are not part of the hyperbola but show where the curves would go if continued indefinitely in each of the four directions. And strictly speaking, there is also another axis of symmetry that goes down the middle and separate the two branches of the hyperbola. So, a hyperbola is also a conic section. You can also get a hyperbola when you slice through a double coin. The slice must be steeper than that for a parabola, but does not have to be parallel to the cone's axis for the hyperbola to be symmetrical. So, the hyperbola is a conic section. So, a conic section of a cone. So, an equation. By placing a hyperbola on a x or y graph centered over the x-axis and y-axis, the equation of the curve is x squared over e squared minus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. It is also it must equal to 1 always. So one vertex is at A and 0 and the other is at negative A and 0. The asymptotes are the straight lines or y is equal to b over a x or y is equal to negative b over ex. Note, the equation is similar to the equation of the ellipse. So the ellipse is x squared over e squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to 1, except for a negative instead of a positive. So, eccentricity. Any branch of a hyperbola can also be defined as a curve where the distances of any point from a fixed point or the focus and a fixed straight line or the directrix are also in the same ratio. This ratio is called the eccentricity. And a hyperbola, it is always greater than 1. The eccentricity usually shown as the letter E, shown how uncurvy, varying from being a circle. The hyperbola is P is a point on the curve, F is a focus, and N is a point on the directrix so that PN is perpendicular to the directrix. The eccentricity is the ratio of PF over PN and has a formula of E is equal to square root of quantity of A squared plus B squared over A. So the latus rectus is the line through the focus and parallel to the directrix. The length of the latus rectus is equal to 2b squared over A. And the reciprocal functions are y is equal to 1 over x is a hyperbola. So how to solve the hyperbola and its property? Graph the following hyperbola, find its center, vertices, foci, and equations of the asymptotes. So, the equation is x squared over 16 minus y squared over 25 is equal to 1. So, a squared is equal to 16, b squared is equal to 5. So, we're going to squared we're going to solve. So if we're going to square the 16 and the 25, we have a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 5. So c is equal to square root of a squared plus b squared. So the a substitute the value of a and b, which is 16 and 25. We have a result of square root of 41. So the vertices is equal to negative 4 and 0, which is 4 and 0 and the foci is negative square root of 41 and 0 and square root of 0 square root of 41 and 0. So the equation of asymptotes or lines is equal to y is equal to positive and negative 5 over 4x. So here is the graph of the equation. So next, graph the following hyperbola and find its center, vertices, foci, and equation of the asymptotes line. So the equation is y squared over 4 negative x squared minus 9 is equal to 1. So, we're going to square the a and b. So, the a is 2 and the b is 3. C is equal to square root of a squared plus b squared. So, we have square root of 13. Absolute value of c is square root of 13. So, the vertices are 0 and 2, quantity of 0 and negative 2, and the foci are quantity of 0 and square root of 13, and quantity of 0 and negative 13. Equation of asymptotes line are y is equal to positive and negative 2 over 3x. So here is the graph of y is equal to 2x over 3x. So that's all. Thank you for watching.